Welcome, dear friends, to another deep dive. Today we're exploring the life and power of one of the world's most influential leaders, Vladimir Putin. From his humble beginnings, through his early life and military service to his meteoric rise to power, we'll be tracing Putin's path. We'll also delve into his economic reforms, the modernization of Russia's military, and the significant role of nuclear weapons in his leadership. This isn't just a story about a man, but a story about the dynamics of power, its acquisition, its use, and its potential for unprecedented devastation. So, to join us on this journey, let's dive into the power of nuclear weapons. Imagine, with a simple push of a button, an entire country could be wiped off the map. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? This concept may seem as though it's been ripped from the pages of a dystopian novel, but it's a stark reality in today's world. The power of nuclear weapons is immeasurable and holds the ability to immediately change the course of history. Let's ponder this. Vladimir Putin, as the leader of the first nuclear nation, commands the capacity to eliminate an entire country from existence. While is not an action he would take lightly, the potential is there. The authority that comes with overseeing such an overwhelming arsenal is daunting. It's to balancing the world's destiny in one's hands. These weapons are not just agents of destruction, of deterrence, maintaining power balance and sculpting global politics. They serve as a diplomatic instrument and a bargaining tool on the global stage. Yet they are also akin to a sword of Damocles, ever reminding us of the possibility of a catastrophic devastation. The destructive capability of these weapons is unfathomable. To help you grasp the magnitude, nuclear warhead possesses 15 times the power of the bomb dropped on Hiroshima during World War II. That solitary bomb tragically claimed the lives of roughly 140,000 people and razed a city. Now envision the wreckage of a full-blown nuclear war. This is the power that world leaders like Putin command. All their decisions, all diplomatic tactics they formulate, are under the cloud of this potential for mass destruction. It's not a power to be wielded lightly or without a profound comprehension of its implications. It's about the accountability, the burden of the world on one's shoulders. This is the everyday for a leader like Vladimir Putin. The power of nuclear weapons is not only about the capacity to obliterate, but also about duty to protect, to negotiate, and to avert a catastrophe. It's an influential force that molds our world in visible and hidden ways, a force we must never underestimate. But exactly holds this power? Let's rewind and examine Putin's early life and military service in our forthcoming scene. In 1952, Leningrad, now known as St. Petersburg, saw the birth of a regular boy, Putin. Little did he know his life was set on an extraordinary course. His early years were spent in a shared flat, home to 3 families, living amidst the aftermath of a war. A robust sense of discipline and work ethic were ingrained into him by his factory worker parents. His exposure to power and politics, however, came from his grandfather, a one-time cook for Lenin and Stalin. As a teenager, Putin found himself attracted to martial arts, a path that directed him to the Leningrad State University for his law studies. It was here where Putin's association with the KGB, the Soviets' main security agency, began. Trained in the art of counterintelligence and espionage, Putin's assignments took him away from battlefields, but the intensity of experience was unmatched. He spent the late 70s and 80s in East Germany, a significant location during the Cold War, where he saw the Berlin Wall crumble. Even after the Cold War ended, Putin's military didn't. He was part of the NKVD's destruction battalion during the Soviet Union's final days. This era of his life was riddled with danger and intricacy, as he maneuvered through a nation on the edge of collapse. Through experiences ranging from a shared flat in Leningrad to the front lines of the Cold War, Putin was molded into the man he is today, a man of power, resilience, and strategic acumen. The once judo champion from Leningrad evolved into a KGB officer, then prime minister, and ultimately, the president of the Russian Federation. His journey was punctuated by hurdles, determination, and a burning desire to restore Russia's greatness. From war's debris, a leader was born. As we move forward to the next chapter, we are left puzzled. How did the KGB officer ascend to the highest office in the delve into Putin's remarkable rise to power? From serving in the trenches to running the Kremlin, Putin's rise to power was nothing short of meteoric. This man of extraordinary resilience, with his journey marked by a series of strategic moves and crucial appointments, reached the top echelons of power at a swift pace. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, Putin found himself in the midst of the stormy seas of Russian politics. Yet, He remained unfazed in these uncertain times. Putin's tenacity and political shrewdness quickly drew the attention of Russia's high command, leading to his appointment as the head of the Federal Service of Security, or the FSB, the successor to the infamous KGB. This marked a pivotal moment in Putin's career. Suddenly, he found himself at the helm of Russia's security machinery, wielding immense power and influence. Yet simply running the FSB was not enough for Putin. His ambitions soared higher. He desired to reign over the vast expanse of the nation, which he did so with an iron fist. His ascension was characterized by strategic maneuvers, each one fortifying his position as Russia's indomitable leader. He restructured the government, inducted loyalists, and sidelined potential competitors. He tightened his control over the media, ensuring his narrative was the predominant one. He curbed dissent, asserting that defiance would not be tolerated. His methods may have sparked controversy, but they proved effective. Putin solidified his control over Russia, resurrecting it as a formidable global power. Under his leadership, Russia reclaimed its standing on the international platform, flexing its power and influence. His rise, however, was not without obstacles. He confronted opposition on both domestic and international fronts. Yet through all the adversity, Putin remained unyielding, his determination never faltering. He weathered the storms, his hold on power unflinching. With the reins firmly in his grasp, Putin was prepared to steer Russia into a new epoch. But the mantle of power comes with significant responsibility. Join us as we delve into Putin's journey through the turbulent waters of Russian politics, of control over Russia, and his tactics to solidify his control in our next segment. With power comes responsibility, and Putin was ready to face the challenge of reconstructing a nation. Today, we'll be discussing Putin's economic reforms and strategies to rebirth Russia. A monumental task, especially considering the economic strife Russia had with. Putin, always the tactician, had an agenda. His economic policies were set to resurrect Russia, which meant initiating projects of an unprecedented scale. Infrastructure was enhanced, industries were revitalized, and attempts were made to stabilize the Russian economy. But how were these grand plans to be funded? Putin eyed the Swiss bank accounts of Russian oligarchs. These were individuals who had amassed immense wealth during the USSR era. Putin decided that it was time for this wealth to be shared. He pursued these oligarchs relentlessly, seizing their Swiss bank accounts. The recovered funds were channeled back into the Russian economy, supplying the crucial capital for Putin's ambitious projects. This wasn't merely about reclaiming stolen wealth, but about reinstating a sense of justice and equilibrium. Naturally, this move sparked controversy. Critics asserted it was a power move and for Putin to solidify his rule. But for the average Russian, it signaled a change. The nation's wealth was now being utilized for the benefit many, not just the privileged few. The outcomes of Putin's economic reforms were nothing less than extraordinary. With improved infrastructure and thriving industries, they flourished. To many, it appeared as if Putin had single-handedly dragged Russia from economic despair and directed it towards prosperity. Due efforts, Putin was viewed as Russia's savior. Regardless of whether you see him as a hero or a villain, one fact remains. Under Putin's leadership, Russia experienced significant transformation. And this demonstrates the power of economic reform. Remember, power is not solely about economics. Stay tuned as we dive into Putin's military modernization and unravel the strength of Russia's nuclear arsenal in the next scene. In a world where power is often measured by military might, Putin was relentless in his mission to mold Russia into a formidable force. Under his helm, Russia set forth on an extensive military modernization program. This wasn't merely about replacing outdated equipment or honing tactics. It entailed an overhaul of Russia's military, morphing it into an adept professional entity capable of confronting the contemporary challenges of warfare. Putin acknowledged that in the 21st century, the scope of warfare had broadened. Battles were no longer confined to physical planes, but extended into the domains of cyberspace and outer space. Consequently, he prioritized cultivating advanced technologies, such as cyber warfare skills and space-situated weapon systems. He also emphasized enhancing the training and welfare of Russians, recognizing that a highly trained, motivated soldier is equally as crucial as cutting-edge technology. However, the cornerstone of Putin's military modernization efforts was his emphasis on nuclear power. Since the inception of the nuclear era, this form of energy has epitomized the pinnacle of military strength. Putin grasped this concept and prioritized the sustenance and augmentation of Russia's nuclear potential. Under Putin's guidance, Russia has not merely preserved its nuclear arsenal, but has also upgraded it. Russia stands as the premier military nuclear power, possessing an astounding collection of 40,000 atomic weapons. These weapons serve not as a deterrent, but also as a manifestation of Russia's potency and impact on the global stage. In addition to traditional nuclear, Russia has also pioneered new, advanced forms of nuclear armaments. For instance, it has engineered hypersonic, which can traverse at velocities exceeding 20 times the speed of sound and can autonomously adjust their course and altitude, rendering them virtually impervious to anti-aircraft artillery. With an overwhelming arsenal of 40,000 atomic weapons, Putin has cemented Russia's status as a global superpower. His military modernization initiatives have not only revolutionized the Russian military, but have also altered the global power equilibrium, ensuring that Russia retains a pivotal role in international affairs. And this is merely the beginning. From leading a nation to defining a global superpower, join us as we probe deeper into Putin's impact on the world stage in our next segment. As we delve deeper into the narrative of Putin's reign, we cannot overlook the profound influence he has wielded on the global stage. Join us as we discuss Putin's strategic decisions, his relentless pursuit of military modernization, and how Russia has emerged as the world's leading military nuclear power under his leadership. That, folks, was the journey of Vladimir Putin, the nuclear titan. From his early life marked by humble beginnings to his ascension to power, we've witnessed how Putin's strategic decisions and comprehensive economic reforms have molded Russia into the formidable force it is today. His constant drive for military modernization, particularly in the field of nuclear power, not just revolutionized the Russian military, but considerably altered the world power balance. Under Putin's command, Russia has risen as the world's foremost military nuclear power, flaunting an impressive armory of 40,000 atomic weapons. These weapons, a symbol of Putin's vision and Russia's sophisticated technology, serve not merely as a deterrent, but as an emblem of Russia's power and influence on the global stage. But the story of Putin does not conclude here. His narrative continues to unravel, and his global as seen, his decisions, deeds, and strategies will persist in shaping global affairs for many more years. We thank you for accompanying us on this journey. If you savored this comprehensive exploration into the life and power of Vladimir Putin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more enlightening videos. Until next time, remain curious and continue your exploration.